Another Liberty incident. Marine Corps, Okinawa, Japan. This has been making waves. I don't know if you guys have heard about this. This has been making waves throughout Okinawa, Japan. That again, I can't believe I have to cover this again. We just covered this a couple days ago. Again, a Marine on board Camp Hansen, Okinawa, where many of the Marines are stationed, where all of the Marines who we talked about on the Halloween episode were, when they got into their fights, were, or was, whatever, my grammar, don't check my grammar on this show, you guys, was accused of choking an Okinawan taxi driver, then stealing and crashing his vehicle. So, this story is out of Camp Foster, Okinawa, where the Marine Corps PAO, or Public Affairs, is. An Okinawan-based Marine was arrested on a robbery charge over the weekend after he allegedly choked a taxi driver and stole and crashed a vehicle. Lance Corporal Jameson Bissett of Camp Hansen was taken into custody in a local hospital Sunday morning, where he was treated following the crash at an Ishikawa police station. Ishikawa is the area of Okinawa. Police alleged that Bissett took $100 from the taxi driver's purse. The driver was not injured. Now, there's a scuttlebutt going around the island that the driver was a little injured. The taxi was totaled. Now, I don't know. I should have looked this up, but I don't know if Okinawa is similar to the United States, where the taxi drivers here have to buy their taxis, because if you take a taxi from a taxi driver and crash it, and that's their taxi that they had to save up their money for, then they're out of a job, and you're a real piece of work. You're a real dirtbag. Bissett denies the charge. Now, interestingly, the driver of the taxi fled the scene after he was getting allegedly choked out. He pulled the car over, fled the scene, at which time Jameson Bissett took the taxi, sped away, and crashed it. They are saying that they're not alleging a motive here. So they're not alleging a motive. And then he drove the car a little bit, lost control, and crashed it. But what's interesting is, I'm trying to think of a scenario in which alcohol was not a factor here, but they're saying he got inconclusive results from a breathalyzer because of the amount of time that passed from the incident to when the breathalyzer was administered. So it's hard to say if he was drunk or not, but let's be real, he was drunk. So Bissett then had some minor injuries, no major injuries, which is good. I did hear it was quite a bloody scene. That is the scuttlebutt going around the island. But he was arrested, and he's certainly going to be charged at the very least, both probably in military court by the Marine Corps under the UCMJ, but also in local Japanese court, which is not good for him one bit. He's going to be in a ton of trouble. And let me say we got time. Let me say a couple things about this. One, he denies the charges. It's alleged that he did this stuff. He denies the charges. They did not list a motive. So we don't know if he was acting in some form of self-defense or he was confused or what was going on between him and the taxi driver before this occurred. I'm just saying what I know or don't know, One thing on the show is I always tell you what I know and I always tell you what I don't know. All right? Because it's important to remember what we don't know. And anecdotally, I got in a taxi once here in Okinawa a while ago, and the driver was wasted drunk. The driver of the taxi was wasted drunk. Okay, this is my story. Get into a taxi, go to meet up with a friend. We both get in a taxi. We take the taxi to a restaurant. We're going out to listen to some music, have some food, have some drinks. And the driver of the taxi was drunk. We didn't get out. I didn't really know what to do. I didn't really know exactly where I was in town. He was swerving on the road. And when I went to go pay, you could smell alcohol. He was swerving on the road. And when I went to go pay, he could not figure out how much change to give me. He could not count it out. I think it was like let's say a $13 ride, and I gave him 20. And I'm just doing this in dollars. I'm not doing the yen. And there was some change, like $13.58, and I gave him 20. And he could not count out my change. Couldn't get it. So I had to help him count the change, so he gave me the right amount. There is major issues with people drinking out here in Okinawa. The locals drink heavily, okay? I'll see them out drinking and driving all the time, taxi drivers included. Now, I have no reason to suspect that this cab driver was drunk. I'm just saying. And then on the other note, if this guy just attacked a cab driver and robbed him and stole his car, the people of Okinawa, the Japanese people, are so nice. They are so nice, so polite, so considerate, kind. To do this to just a normal Japanese local, Okinawan local, who's helping you out by giving you a ride, I hope you get the maximum extent of the law. So there's two ways to look at this. One is we don't know the whole story. Two is he did what he's being accused of. If he did what he's being accused of, throw the book at him. I hope he gets full punishment. What an asshole thing to do. It makes the whole military look bad. It makes all the Marines look bad. It makes all the Americans out here look bad. It makes other cab drivers go, get skeptical of picking up military people, which, who knows, there's a countless number of alcohol-related incidents that cab drivers have prevented by picking Americans up in their taxis. Additionally, getting to and from the airport, people on Okinawa take taxis to and from the hospital. They take Okinawan taxis to and from the hospital on base, the Naval Hospital. To go out there and for no reason attack somebody who's helping you out, getting you home safe, taking you on base back to your barracks room, unforgivable. Okay? Unacceptable. No excuses for that kind of stuff. So, hope he gets the book thrown at him if that's the case, and I hope we get the full story, all the answers soon. We will see, and if I do hear more about that, I will let you guys know.